Hello, everyone. It's Ryan Hassan here, and I'm just joined by Matt Nettleton. Matt, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Ryan. How are you today?
Good. Yeah, very well. We were just putting together a bit of a course outline for a free course that we're creating on our relationships in life, mainly our relationship with ourselves and our thoughts and our emotions. And thought we'd just jump on here and maybe talk a little bit about a lot of people who are maybe finding it hard to be alone at the minute with everything that's going on. So we thought we'd just jump on and have a bit of a chat about that. So, Matt, what are people experiencing at the minute?
Yeah, everything. I've spoken to people who are really excited because they think this big shift is happening on the planet. I've spoken to people who are in total distress. Like the doomsday, like the world's ending. I've spoken to people who are just going nuts at home. Like compulsively cleaning or doing anything they can to distract themselves. Just goes to show, how humans can actually frame the experience in so many different ways and have a different experience based on the way they frame the experience.
Yeah. And I
But
suppose that story is in some essence to try and make ourselves feel comfortable
it
about the
is,
uncertainty. Even if you have the opinion that this is a great thing and Mother Earth's detoxing and all that, it's still just a story to make yourself feel better.
yeah. It's avoiding the reality of the moment. The reality of the moment is just like what's happening now, without that narrative happening. But so people are experiencing a whole array of different things. And I think, probably the majority of people are experiencing distress and aloneness and fear, and they're at home with their families and they're having traumas kick up. And, a lot of people, most people are financial fears, all of that sort of stuff's coming up for people. But either way, like, whatever our experience is our experience. And, so like this free little course we're creating at the moment is going to be on what's our relationship to experience.
Mm,
Okay. So usually, like, we don't ask that question. It's just habitual, like we to unconsciously resist our experience. Say we've got a feeling of aloneness, coming up in this period, or a period of anxiety. Like our relationship is to usually unconsciously say, "I don't want this. I want this to go away." Like I need to distract myself and do something, or I need to have a different experience, or blah 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 blah. I need to reframe it, or this or that. So our relationship, all of that is coming from an unconscious resistance. So as soon as I ask the question, just that simple question, what's my relationship to this moment?
mm,
Then have an opportunity to make that resistance conscious.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when this experience that we're all going through right now, and I totally agree with you. It seems to be one mainly of distress, of anxiety, of anger. I'm feeling at the minute from a lot of people. A lot of people have shifted from that fear to a bit of anger. Like you, I think you said caged animals when we were chatting last night. And I think that we can use this period as a time for really growth and getting to know ourselves a lot better. And when we can make conscious our relationship with the present moment without all the stories that are going on, and especially without beating ourselves up. I know a lot of people are also beating themselves up about not being productive or whatever it is at the minute, not being able to get things done like we normally do. But even that's just a story. And I think when we can start to be really with these feelings of distress or fear or anger or whatever it is, then we get to work with them. And like we say in the course, we are in relationship not just with our spouse, our family, our friends, ourselves. We're in relation with every single thought and every single emotion that we have. And by God, we have a lot, and we've got extra at the minute.
Yeah.
So I think by being in relation and working on that, it's like marriage counseling with your fear. You can actually come out the other side of this isolation a much more whole human being.
And this that's exactly right, and like I've worked with people one on one during this period who have, read that fear is bad for your immune system. You shouldn't be in fear, like raise your vibration and, rise above all of those fear thoughts, or whichever way they frame it. But basically what they're hearing is fear is bad.
Yeah,
Don't be in fear. And in that moment they hear that, their relationship with fear strengthens into I don't want this. That resistance actually strengthens, and they're actually fighting against a very natural response,
yeah,
you know. they're fighting against a sensation held in the body, like an energetic sensation. They're fighting against an emotion and they're saying, I don't want this. And what happens is then we create another split in the psyche that fights against experience, and that's actually a very unhealthy relationship with fear.
Yeah, and that's
You
why
know,
I
and
mean
what,
the word healing is to become whole again, and that's when we can start to mend all those splits. Because I love that's a beautiful way of putting it. It is like, fear is bad, and I'm in fear, so I must be wrong. I'm wrong. Bang, split.
I'm
Two
bad.
parts fighting against each other. Yeah. The next step's I'm bad. Now we're talking shame,
Yeah.
which was a lower vibration than the fear to start with.
Yeah, so this is the loop that we get caught in, and this is why I don't speak in terms of higher vibration or lower
Yeah.
vibration, because it can actually cause that resistance or that shame, even, or like it causes a deeper dysfunctional relationship with what's happening in the moment. Yeah, so this is what we want to bring in with this course we're creating, and hopefully bring to people's awareness today is, our relation, like our suffering is actually dependent more on our relationship to the moment than what's happening with the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our suffering isn't really dependent on whether I'm experiencing a feeling of aloneness or a fear. Yeah, and my nervous system, it isn't necessarily in fight, flight, freeze if I'm experiencing fear. It's usually when I'm fighting against it that I go into full blown panic trauma response. I don't want this. I just know like so well through my own experience and through working with people that when the resistance ceases, everything softens.
Yeah.
The fear can be present, but the nervous system calms down and softens.
Yeah, it's there can still be a fire present, but we've stopped pouring petrol on it.
That's
And
right.
stuff getting worse, and it can
Exactly.
start to burn out in its own time. So I think if
Yeah.
there's a takeaway from what we're talking about today, is really that sentence, that question is, what's my relationship with the moment, and let go of the story, let go of thinking about coronavirus too much and all that. Just say, hey, the moment is I'm at home. I'm by myself or just with my family, and I'm at home right now, and this is what I'm feeling. If it's fear, it's anger. Okay, I need to at least just accept what's happening in this moment and not trying to fight against it.
Yeah, and as soon as we ask that question, what's my relationship to this moment? We don't need to force ourselves to change the experience. If we become conscious, oh yeah, like I'm totally fighting against this feeling of aloneness right now. We don't have to force that to change. We just notice it.
Yeah,
We just notice. We make it conscious, and making something conscious doesn't mean making it conscious, then manipulating it into something else. It just means noticing.
yeah. That's more of that doing and fixing energy,
Exactly.
which
Yeah.
is the same
Nothing wrong.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right, guys. I hope you took something away from that. Just accept where you are right now, no matter what that is. And yeah, me and Matt are going to get to work on this free course and get out in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, Tom.
Peace out.